Have you ever wanted to have a more positive mindset in your life, but find yourself thinking about all the things that are going wrong? Have you ever had good things happen in your life, but feel uncomfortable because you're waiting for the other shoe to drop? Have you ever been envious of other people that seem to go about life with a sense of ease and optimism? In this video, you'll learn that trying to avoid having negative thoughts and feelings doesn't work. Instead, I'm going to show you how changing your focus to what you want actually brings about a more positive mindset. Finally, I'm going to talk with you about 3 simple actions you can start using today that will easily and naturally start changing your mindset from negative to positive. Now is always the time to start making positive changes in your life. Dr. Donna Leigh Bliss here. On this channel, I promote optimal mental health and well-being to help you become the best version of yourself. Please help me to grow this channel by clicking on the subscribe button. When I first talk with a client, I ask them why they're seeking therapy. And most of them talk about what they don't want. I am coming here because I don't want to feel so depressed. Or I'm tired of feeling anxious all the time and I want the anxiety to go away. Or I was sexually abused as a child and I want the nightmares to go away. And what they don't realize is that their efforts to try to make something negative go away doesn't work. It actually makes those experiences and feelings stronger. So it's important to think then about that. The more we focus on, I don't want to feel negative, or when I work with newly recovering alcoholics, I don't want to drink, or I don't want to feel depressed, is that they're actually focusing on feeling anxious, being depressed, drinking. And so more and more they strengthen their relationship with those negative states and they actually draw them into their lives. And so one of the big challenges of helping people is to help them to understand that fighting the negative doesn't work. Instead, they need to shift towards what they want. So I talk to clients about the difference between avoiding a negative and embracing a positive. So when I work with alcoholics, they'll talk a lot about, obviously, I don't want to drink, which is avoiding a negative. And all they're really thinking about is drinking, and a lot of times that's eventually what they start doing again. So instead, I'll talk to them about embracing a sober life. What does that mean to them? And they'll say things like, it means being responsible, feeling healthy, feeling like I'm a good father, I'm a good employee, having people trust me again. And when I ask them about whether drinking alcohol is in alignment with what they aspire to have in a sober life, they say, well, no, it doesn't fit at all. And I said, notice the more you focus on living a sober life, the idea of drinking isn't there. So you're no longer avoiding it because instead you're focusing on something that is qualitatively more positive. And so that's the key consideration in developing a positive mindset. It's learning to change your focus. But that's challenging because if you've been doing this for many, many years, then seeing things negatively happens almost on autopilot. So I have clients that say, Dr. Donna, I've been trying to be more positive, but I just can't do it. I just automatically start thinking of what's going wrong. And I said, well, that's the problem. You're trying to avoid negative thinking. And instead, let's talk about how we can embrace being more positive. So rather than trying to force yourself to be positive, I'm going to talk to you about 3 simple actions you can start doing today. And as a result of focusing your attention on those actions, you will naturally start to develop a more positive mindset that with practice over time will feel like the most normal and natural thing in your life. So the first action is intentional self-care. It doesn't really matter how bad things are in your life. It isn't necessary for your external circumstances to change to have a more positive mindset. What's critically important is to focus on what you have control over. And the only things that you really have control over are your attitudes and your actions. So I work a lot with clients to get them to start engaging in intentional self-care. Invest 5 minutes a day intentionally doing exercise, doing something fun, playing music, going for walks, eating a healthy meal, talking to people that care about you, meditating, praying. It doesn't really matter what it is, but when you start doing positive self-care, you're actually aligning yourself with the flow of life. Human beings are made to be goal-seeking. If you ever see an infant, infants aren't consciously thinking about learning how to talk and walk. It's unfolding in them naturally. And so they have this positive energy that directs them to learn language, to learn how to be mobile, to learn how to ride bicycles, to learn how to color inside the lines in a coloring book. And that doesn't require conscious effort to do. It is the natural flow of life. So in doing intentional self-care, you're just aligning yourself with the flow of life, which is taking better care of yourself, introducing positive energy into your life. And you will find within a short period of time that spending 5 minutes a day, every day, that your mindset will start to become more positive without any effort on your part. The second action is to develop a gratitude journal. Now, for many people, when they hear that from me, they make a face because they're so negative and so cynical that the idea of being grateful for anything doesn't make any sense. But when you stop and do a gratitude journal, when you actually start writing down what you do have, it becomes very clear that there's lots of positive experiences and resources that you have that you can build on. And so I talk to clients about writing down what they have. Simple things we take for granted. A home, your health, a job. Is your electricity on? Do you have friends you can talk to? Do you have money that you can use to pay your bills? So the more you focus on what you're grateful for, the more you're strengthening your relationship to more of that. And that brings more and more of that into your life. That's why people that talk about having an attitude of gratitude will talk about how just amazing things happen in their life. Inspired thoughts and opportunities come. Their life continues to unfold in positive ways that they never could have planned. And that's because having an attitude of gratitude is in alignment with the flow of life. And it's just causing us to draw more and more of those positive things in. The final action you can take is to start thinking about what are your aspirations for yourself and your life. What kind of worker do you want to be? What kind of spouse? What kind of person do you want to be? And start thinking about the qualities and characteristics of that. So you might be coming into therapy because you're having difficulties in your marriage, and you might be thinking, I want to be a more loving wife. I want to be supportive of my husband. I want to be trustworthy. I want him to know that I care about him. So notice when you even start thinking about these kinds of qualities and characteristics, you can feel positive energy start to flow in your life because you're now aligned with the flow of life. Because this is about becoming the best version of yourself. Doesn't mean you have to have any idea of how to be that person. It's that you focus on it, you think about it. And what will happen over time is you'll get inspired thoughts and opportunities on ways to become that person. So I'll talk to clients about writing down what kind of person do you want to be and start focusing on it. And clients will tell me that when they do that, they start feeling better. So some of you might be thinking, that sounds really good, and it would be easy for me to have a positive mindset if I had a better job, or if I wasn't in this relationship, or if I was in a relationship, or if I had more money. And unfortunately, that kind of thinking, which is very common, misses the point that a positive mindset really has nothing to do with the externals in our life. It has everything to do with what we focus on. So negative mindsets are just learned behaviors that have become habitual to the point they operate on autopilot. So what I'm proposing you do is learn new behaviors by focusing on these 3 actions. And over time, they will feel more normal and natural. And as a result, your mindset will easily and naturally start to become more positive, and you'll feel better about yourself and your life. Thank you for watching this video. I've included some helpful resources in the description below. If you liked this video, please click on the subscribe button so that you'll be notified when I release new videos that help promote optimal mental health and well-being. I've also included links for other videos you might find helpful. Finally, remember, now is always the time to start making positive changes in your life. I'll see you next time.